Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to our channel, Reclaiming Our Identity. We are here today interviewing
Your favorite person.
my favorite person in all of
The world.
um,
Besides your family. I mean, your immediate family.
we're here. Tell us your name. Who are you? Who are you?
I am Nicole Fryson, Keenan's favorite person. He won't admit it, but we know it's true. I am Jeneen's best friend. We've been friends since we were 7 years old. And so, yeah, that's who I am.
This could be we don't have a lot of time, but this could be a long interview, okay? A long interview. So you have come to visit here in Kigali. And so I guess let's start off. Tell us about what your experience has been like since you've been here.
It's been a good experience. I mean, I came honestly with little expectations. I lived abroad for 2 years, so I knew that it was not going to be. I had little expectations, but it far exceeded my expectations. I should say that.
Where have you lived before you continue on?
I lived in New Delhi for 2 years, and then my sister lived in the UAE for 5 years, and so I would go visit her there a lot. But my main experience is in New Delhi.
New Delhi is not a New Delhi, but it's in
India.
Okay, just making sure.
New Delhi, India. And so this far exceeded my expectations. I mean, it's beautiful. It is very lush, very green. What I would say to Americans coming to visit, you can't come expecting all of the conveniences of home, but that's not what traveling is about. It's about experiencing something new and something different. And so it's been a fantastic experience.
Okay. Tell us about some of your best experiences since you've been here.
The safari in Akagera, I think I said that right, National Park was my favorite. Being able to see the animals in their natural habitat outside of a zoo. Because, in the States, you can only see things in a zoo. So I've seen the animals before, but not just out where you're in a car in the pop-up roof and you're looking and they're looking back at you. It's a little bit surreal. We went for lunch and an elephant just walked by to get his lunch. And he stood there and ate a tree as we were waiting for our lunch. And so that was pretty surreal. It's something that I'm very glad that I did.
Okay. So you've had an overall good experience since you've been here. Would you come back? That's the first question.
I would absolutely come back. There are lots of things that I didn't get to do. A week is not long enough.
Right.
But that's all the time I had this time. But I would like to be able to do more. It takes you about a week just to get settled.
Yes.
Because, you have to adjust. So I got a little sick and, a little dehydrated. And it takes a little while to adjust. So I think that a second week would give me time to go to the craft village. It would give me time to even just spend more time with you guys in your daily, every day to see what it's like. Because this was the tourist stuff we did. Yeah. I like to also immerse myself and just see what people are doing every day. So a week is not long enough. I would definitely come back to see the rest of the country.
Okay, so outside of the safari, what has been some of your favorite experiences since you've been here?
Watching the kids. I like watching kids in places that I go. Watching the kids walk up and down the street in their uniforms, seeing them go back and forth to school. It was nice to see the different areas in the city, to go to some of what people would call upscale areas and see what that looked like, and to go to some more, I call them in the States, working class areas, to drive through that and see that. Just in the house that we're in the mornings, to see the sunrise over the hills behind us, to see the sunset over the hills behind us, the twinkling lights of the homes on the hills. It's just been, really, the beauty of it is understated. You can't capture it by pictures. Something my dad said the whole time we were here, I can't capture this. Some of it you just have to take a mental picture of and remember and know that you've seen it. But the beauty of it has been one of the things that I've enjoyed the most. And like now, you can see the people out in the fields just walking. This morning there were kids. They're still out there playing soccer. Just watching and observing that has been one of the things that I really have enjoyed.
So what surprised you the most when you got here?
The most surprising thing for me was the speed at which my dad was able to get healthcare. Seriously, that surprised
Really?
me the most. So even in India, I could go, and it wasn't very expensive. I didn't have insurance, but it was not this fast.
Okay.
That was very surprising. You know, I was aware. I've been to Nigeria before. I've been to Tanzania, to Zanzibar. So I've been on the continent, but I did not have to do things medically. And even though you know what they feed you in America is wrong, you know it. Until you see it, you don't know what the truth is. So actually seeing it and knowing that they had the technology and the resources and the things that they needed in order to treat him, like they did the scope just in the office. Like you have to make a whole different appointment to have that done in the States. Nobody's gonna sit in the office, you can do the scope. It's gonna cost way more than it cost him, but that was the most surprising for me. I knew medicines would be less expensive. I knew healthcare should be, but I did not know how inexpensive it would be, how quickly it would be done, and how well it would have been done.
Were you nervous or apprehensive when, you know, coming here? And I know that your father mentioned that on the flight, you know, he was, you know, no situation. Were you, I mean, how did you feel, I guess, landing, or even before you landed, knowing that, okay, we're landing and we have to basically go straight to the hospital?
No, I wasn't apprehensive at all. I even said to him, we got to find somewhere to take you to get it looked at. I knew we'd be able to take him somewhere. One, because I've talked to Jeneen throughout the time, and I know she's in the medical profession, and I knew that there were resources here. So I wasn't apprehensive about it. The only thing that I get apprehensive about really is having to do surgery outside of home. But I wasn't at all worried about him getting the care he needed for what was going on with his nose.
Okay. So we talked about what kind of surprised you. For the positive, what kind of surprised you negatively since you've been here?
I didn't really have expectations about the streets, but some surprising things have been the houses not having numbers on them. The roads in some of the more affluent neighborhoods, the state of the roads has been a little surprising, but not anything that we couldn't do or you couldn't do. You roll with the punches when you're traveling. But I don't know that I was expecting it. But I honestly did not have any preconceived notions about it before I got here.
Okay.
But seeing it, just going from you're on a paved road and then hills, dirt, rocks, potholes, you know, just like that. It's a little like, oh, okay.
So what has been the food like here?
So the food has been good. It's anymore when you go places, this is just, it's global. Everywhere you go anymore. It's not because of the internet and because of the way we can travel now. Like last night we had Indian food. We had Nigerian food. I don't know that we actually had Rwandan food. It's been global cuisine. It's been very tasty. I'm trying to think. The worst food we've had on this trip was the food on the plane. So since we've landed, we've had good food. We have not had bad food. Oh, I will say the coffee, let me tell you, the coffee here is delicious.
The coffee here is delicious.
And I know you guys don't drink coffee, but it's delicious.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. Yeah.
So you had the Rwandan coffee, or
I had Rwandan coffee.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and we've gone to a couple different coffee shops. Even the tea, like the ginger here is more potent than ginger you can get at home. So all of the natural things here, the coffee, things that are growing out of the soil here has all been fantastic.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So have you had any of the fruits or vegetables or anything like that?
This morning we had mango. We actually got it from the supermarket. I don't know if you guys call it a supermarket here, but we got it from the supermarket last night and I cut it up and it was very, very, very good. You don't get a mango like that back home, unless you're in Miami or somewhere, but it was delicious. Yeah. And even my niece commented on the fruit, how good the fruit was. We had some juices yesterday that were really good. Oh, every day in the house they made fresh juice. And it was passion fruit, which is my favorite. It was passion and pineapple and a mix of other things. And it's not anything you get at home. It's just not what you get at home.
Okay. We are running out of time. They are actually getting ready to head to the airport to make the trip back to the States. But we want to thank you so much, Nicole, for visiting. We want to thank you so much for the interview.
I have to cut him off. I'm sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
also want to thank them for their hospitality. I'm sure you guys have seen their videos and everything, but they have gotten here and the way they have made their lives here. It's pretty amazing to watch the kids, and they're going to school, and the experience that the kids have had and the experience that they've had. It's been a blessing to be able to be here with you guys and to see that. Amen.
We appreciate it. Last words, anything you want to share with those who are viewing online, those who may be considering visiting Rwanda? Any final words?
Come. That's all I have to say. Come and experience for yourself. You will not be disappointed.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. One last question. Would you consider moving to Rwanda?
I would.
You would?
It's now on the list of places that I would become an expatriate in. Yeah.
All right. You heard it first here. Reclaiming Our Identity. We thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you in the next video.